Jim Militello along with AP golf writer Doug Ferguson at the British Open, where Padraig Harrington is celebrating a second straight victory. Doug, he said after the third round on Saturday, all he wanted to do was put himself in position on the back nine. He goes 4 under on the back nine to win by 4 under difficult conditions.
Yeah, that's where the tournament he figured was going to start, and frankly I thought it was going to start earlier when Norman starts off with 3 bogeys in his first 3 holes. He's playing the baseline instead of attacking the net like he used to do. No pun intended there with the bride. But it did. I mean, the fact that Harrington bogeyed the last 3 holes going into the back nine, and then there's Greg Norman standing there with a 1-shot lead. There's 2 ways you can look at it, really. There's Greg given yet another chance with a 1-shot lead, and Harrington just handed it to him. Or there's Harrington only trailing by 1 and being in the position he wanted to be in. And as you said, he took it from there.
How amazing is 4 under, again, windy conditions, 35-mile-an-hour gusts, on that back nine on this course to win it?
It's stunning, really. I mean, I thought he was going to make the birdie on the last for a 31, and that's when it really hits home when you look at the fact that he doesn't make a single bogey on the back nine and poured it on just as he did. And I think the interesting thing there is that Harrington really got himself into this tournament on Friday when he played the last 4 holes in 4 under par, and he almost did it again, right when it was getting kind of tight. It doesn't seem that tight now because it's a 4-shot win, but if you think about it, he's got a 1-shot lead standing there in the middle of the 15th fairway with the wind in his face and a 3-wood in his hand and a monster gorse bush to the right where a lot of balls got lost this week, and hits it into 40 feet and 2 putts for his birdie, and then standing on 17 where it's not quite like the forward pass in football, but there's a number of things that can go wrong on that hole with a fairway medal in your hand, and instead he popped it right up to the green within 4 feet. It was a truly remarkable performance.
Again, Greg Norman goes into the final of a major with the lead. 2 shots. He opens bogey, 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 shoots a 7 under 77. People are going to say Norman once again couldn't hold the lead, but I think this is a little bit different at age 52.
Well, factually, he didn't hold the lead. I don't think a lot of people expected him to win, not so much because of his age, but because of his inactivity. We see it whether it's a major or any other tournament. When you get a guy who's leading through 54 holes, it's hard to play 4 good rounds in a row, and he played the first 3 tremendously well. Now you factor in the fact that Greg's got rust. I mean, I hate to simplify it, but that's basically what it is. The guy hadn't played much golf, and he's in a major, and he's trying to put together 4 good rounds. And when he gets behind the 8 ball, which is exactly what happened by making the bogeys on the first 3 holes, now you're trying to sort yourself out. If your game is tested and if it's sharp, if you're Harrington, you can kind of recover from that. If you're Jim Furyk, if you're Ernie Els or whoever, because you've been playing all year long, when you're Greg Norman and you're still on your honeymoon and you get a little bit scattered, I think it's very difficult to get yourself sorted out, straightened out, and back into the rhythm that you so desperately need. It reminded me a little bit of David Duval, another guy who really doesn't play that much or not very regularly. And when he got behind the 8 ball on Saturday, he couldn't recover. And I saw a lot of the same from Greg.
Still a good performance by Norman coming into the week to finish where he did, tied for 3rd. But Padraig Harrington's the winner of the British Open again, the first Irishman to win it 2 times. For AP golf writer extraordinaire Doug Ferguson, I'm Jim Militello, the Associated Press, Southport, England.